All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning, I'm Valsa Williams and with me is Abhishek Mukhopadhyay. The headlines: Prime Minister Narendra Modi says country moving towards integrated tech and data-driven healthcare system. Number of people who recovered from coronavirus crosses 7 lakh mark in the country. Delhi recorded less than 1,000 COVID cases yesterday for the first time in over a month. HRD Minister to launch Mano Darpan initiative to provide psychosocial support to students. Flood situation in Bihar remains grim. Met Department issues red alert for heavy rain in different parts of the state. Madhya Pradesh Governor Lalji Tandon passes away. And US accuses China of undermining Myanmar's sovereignty through its actions. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said India is moving forward with the vision of a self-sufficient nation. He stressed that the country is moving towards development of an integrated tech and data-driven healthcare system which is affordable and hassle-free. Interacting with IBM CEO Arvind Krishna yesterday, Mr. Modi said this is a great time to invest in India. He said the government is committed to ensuring that the technological shift towards work from home is smooth. Talking about the impact of COVID on business culture, the Prime Minister said that work from home is being adopted in a big way and the government is constantly working towards providing infrastructure, connectivity and regulatory environment to ensure that this technological shift is smooth. He also discussed the technologies and challenges involved in the recent decision of IBM to make 75% of its employees work from home. The Prime Minister appreciated the role played by IBM in association with CBSE towards the launch of artificial intelligence curriculum in 200 schools in India. He said the government is working towards introducing students to concepts such as AI, machine learning, etc. at an early stage to further the tech temperament in the country. The IBM CEO expressed confidence in the vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat. Mr. Krishna briefed the Prime Minister about the huge investment plans of IBM in India.
The number of recovered people from coronavirus has crossed the 7 lakh mark. The central government has said a total of 7,87,000 people affected with COVID-19 have recovered in the country so far, and with this the recovery rate reached 62.61%. The Health and Family Welfare Ministry said a total of 22,664 people recovered in the past 24 hours. Presently, the total number of active cases in the country is 3,90,459. The Health Ministry said a total of 40,425 new cases of COVID-19 were reported in the country within 24 hours, taking the total number of cases to 11,18,043. This is the highest number of fresh cases reported in one day since the outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic in India. In the single day, 681 deaths were reported, taking the nationwide toll to 27,497. However, the case fatality rate is continuously declining in the country and it reached 2.45%. Meanwhile, Indian Council of Medical Research (ICMR) said that a total of 2,56,039 tests of coronavirus samples were conducted by the various laboratories within 24 hours. Our correspondent reports that in terms of recovery rate of coronavirus cases, the top 5 states and union territories are Ladakh, Delhi, Haryana, Rajasthan and Gujarat, wherein the recovery rate is above 72%. There are 18 states and union territories that have better recovery rates than the national average of 62.61%. India is on fast-track mode to develop a COVID-19 vaccine. Speaking to the media in New Delhi, AIIMS Delhi Director Randeep Guleria informed that the human trials for the indigenously developed Covaxin have begun at the Premier Medical Institute. He informed that after the registration procedure and blood sample tests of the health volunteers, the vaccine will be administered to 100 health individuals in the first phase. Dr. Guleria said that in the second phase, 750 people will be recruited between 12 and 65 years of age for the human trials. He said the Medical Institute has received an overwhelming response in terms of volunteer registration for the trials.
जो हमारा टारगेट है 100 पेशेंट का वो हो जाए. जब 50 पेशेंट हो गए तो उनको हम मॉनिटर करेंगे. जो डेटा सेफ्टी मॉनिटरिंग बोर्ड है उनको डेटा देंगे, फिर उसमें जब लगेगा कि ये सेफ हैं, फिर हम नेक्स्ट फेज में जाएंगे जिसमें फिर और पेशेंट को रिक्रूट करेंगे। क्योंकि जब भी हम वैक्सीन शुरू में ट्राई करते हैं, सबसे ज्यादा जरूरी है कि वैक्सीन हैज टू बी सेफ। यू कैन नॉट हैव अ वैक्सीन विच कॉजेज मोर हार्म देन गुड। तो इसलिए फर्स्ट स्टेप इज ऑलवेज टू सी सेफ्टी। पहले स्मॉल नंबर्स में अगर उसमें सेफ लगता है, देन अ लार्जर नंबर, एंड यू कैन इवन गो टू अ हायर डोज टू मेक श्योर कि व्हाट इज इट इज सेफ इवन एट अ हायर डोज, और उससे थोड़ा आइडिया हो जाता है कि व्हाट इज द एग्जैक्ट डोज दैट इज रिक्वायर्ड फॉर गिविंग द वैक्सीन।
Terming development of an indigenous vaccine as a great achievement, Dr. Guleria informed that India's mass production capacity of drugs and vaccines will also help in meeting the demands during its production stage. Replying to a question on community transmission, Dr. Guleria said there is not much evidence that community transmission is happening at the national level.
कंट्री का डेटा देखें तो उसमें कोई ज्यादा एविडेंस नहीं है। आईसीएमआर ने पूरा अपना डेटा सीरो सर्वेलेंस का दिखाया था कि एट अ नेशनल लेवल कम्युनिटी ट्रांसमिशन इज हैपनिंग। देयर आर मेनी स्टेट जहां पे अभी बहुत कम केसेस हैं। टू से कि वहां पे कम्युनिटी ट्रांसमिशन हो रहा है वुड नॉट बी अ राइट थिंग। देयर आर हॉटस्पॉट्स इवन इन सिटीज वेयर देयर इज स्पाइक ऑफ केसेस, and it is very likely कि local community transmission in those areas is happening, and that is why I kept saying कि जो containment zones हैं उनमें बड़ा aggressive action की जरूरत है, डोर टू डोर सर्वे करने की जरूरत है, जिनको भी फीवर सिम्टम्स हैं उनके टेस्ट करो, आइसोलेट करो, उससे आप वहां की जो स्प्रेड हो रही है उसको रोक पाओगे और तभी आपके उस एरिया में केसेस कम होंगे।
Delhi recorded less than 1,000 COVID cases yesterday. It is the lowest number of positive cases recorded in the national capital in a span of more than a month. A total of 954 new confirmed cases of coronavirus have been reported in the city during the last 24 hours, taking the total number of cases to 1,23,747. The Delhi government has confirmed that 1,04,918 people affected by coronavirus have been cured so far. In the last 24 hours, 1,784 people recovered, while 35 deaths were reported in the national capital, taking the toll to 3,663. Presently, the total number of active corona cases in the national capital is 15,166. The Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir yesterday recorded the highest ever spike in COVID positive cases since the outbreak of the pandemic, as 751 cases tested positive, taking the tally to 14,650. AIR Jammu correspondent reports that coronavirus claimed 10 more lives in Kashmir division, taking the total number of fatalities to 256. Among 751 new cases, 511 are reported from Kashmir, while 240 are from Jammu division. The total number of positive cases in Kashmir division was reached at 11,623, including 6,474 people who recovered and 234 deaths. The total number of positive cases in Jammu division has reached 3,027, including 1,800 people who recovered and 20 deaths.
The pandemic caused by coronavirus has forced authorities to close their schools in Uttar Pradesh. However, a school in a far-flung area of Fatehpur district is still open only to teach the lesson of awareness regarding coronavirus. I report.
A primary school close to Yamuna River in Arjunpur Garha area of Fatehpur district started teaching everyone the ways to fight against coronavirus and how to maintain social distancing. The campaign was started by principal of a school, Devbrat Tripathi, who regularly opens the school.
कोरोना संकट में जो प्रवासी मजदूर आए उनकी देख रेख में जन जागरूकता अभियान चला करके साथियों के सहयोग से मैंने ये दिशा निर्देश दिया कि इससे बचना है। हमें दिन में 5-6 बार साबुन से हाथ धुलना और बड़े ही साफ सफाई और सावधानी से रहने की जरूरत है। हमें 3 गज की दूरी बना के रखना है।
The primary school in this remote area was termed as ideal quarantine center also when migrant workers were staying here few months back. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
The 3-member team led by Joint Secretary in the Health and Family Welfare Ministry, Love Agarwal, has instructed Bihar government to enforce guidelines strictly in the containment zones and limit people's movement in order to contain the spread of the virus. After visiting containment zones of Patna and Gaya, Mr. Agarwal has also asked the state officials to prepare strategy for tracing and breaking the COVID-19 chain. The central team has advised the state government to continue with house-to-house screening at regular intervals and rope in more health workers for this work. Meanwhile, the number of positive cases of coronavirus infection has mounted to 27,455 with reporting of 1,076 fresh cases. 17,535 patients have recovered. In Madhya Pradesh, the state government has instructed that the Independence Day celebration programs should be organized in a limited manner in all the districts in view of the coronavirus pandemic. The government has also instructed that full precautions and alertness should be maintained in these programs. A report from a correspondent.
In the comparative review of active cases, it was found that Madhya Pradesh ranked 15th in the country and stands at 13th place in positive cases. The positivity rate in Madhya Pradesh is 3.73%, recovery rate is 68.3% and fatality rate is 3.24%. The state government has also instructed that adherence to the guidelines prescribed by the state government should be ensured in marriage and other programs. Action should be taken against people for not following the guidelines. The positivity rate of Bhopal is about 10%. The Chief Minister instructed that the private offices in Bhopal should function with 50% capacity and the shops should be closed at 8 p.m. instead of 10 p.m. The Additional Chief Secretary Health Mohammad Suleiman has informed that more than 1,17,000 samples have been taken under the survey and out of these 2,038 have been found positive. Sanjeev Sharma, AIR News, Bhopal.
In Gujarat, the total number of COVID-19 patients went up to 49,439 yesterday. The state reported the highest single-day spike of 998 cases during the last 24 hours. According to State Health Department, as many as 777 patients were discharged from various hospitals. A report.
So far, as many as 35,659 patients have been recovered from COVID-19 in the state, whereas the death toll has gone up to 2,167 after 20 deaths reported in the last 24 hours. Surat reported 284 cases yesterday, which is the highest in the state. With this, the total tally of Surat has gone up to 10,542. Ahmedabad reported 193 cases, raising its count to 24,568. In Surat, Katargam area has emerged as COVID-19 hotspot. So far, 2,063 cases have been reported from Katargam alone, which is the highest number of cases in the city. Officials said Surat Municipal Corporation has so far surveyed more than 10 lakh citizens and quarantined more than 13,000 of them. A total of 860 cluster containment zones covering more than 90,000 population have been marked in the city to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Aparna Khun, AIR News, Ahmedabad.
Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray has said that COVID-19 mitigation efforts in Mumbai have drawn global attention. He was addressing the Brihan Mumbai Municipal Corporation BMC officials via video conferencing yesterday. He instructed BMC officials to remain alert to bring down the graph of COVID-19 cases in the city as a second wave of the disease is being predicted the world over. More in this report.
Maharashtra Chief Minister has made the remarks that the entire world's attention is towards densely populated Mumbai. Interacting with Mumbai civic body officials, the CM stated that the World Health Organization has taken note of containment of coronavirus in Mumbai, while the Washington Post too has praised the efforts taken to tackle the COVID-19 in the metropolis. He, however, stated that the test is still not over and asked all machinery to be alert to bring the graph of cases down and not remain off guard. The Chief Minister instructed the officials also to combat outbreak of monsoon-related diseases. Meanwhile, the BMC has informed the COVID-19 patient recovery rate has improved further to 71% this week, and the average doubling rate of COVID-19 cases in the past 7 days rose to 57 days. Nivedita, AIR News, Mumbai.
In Karnataka, 3,648 new COVID-19 cases were reported yesterday, taking the tally to 67,420. 730 patients recovered and were discharged from various hospitals in the state. 72 persons lost their life and the total death toll is increased to 1,403. The state recovery rate is 35.29% and the mortality rate is 2.08%. More from a correspondent.
Among the new cases, 1,452 are reported from Bengaluru. According to the Health and Family Welfare Department report, 36,473 swab samples were tested in various parts of the state, and the total number of tests have gone up to 10,57,303. Meanwhile, the Karnataka Medical Education Minister Dr. K. Sudhakar said that ASHA workers' salary will be increased very soon. The salary of doctors working under National Health Mission will be enhanced. He informed that booth-level committees will conduct door-to-door survey for the early detection of ILI, SARI and vulnerable persons and conduct tests. A special COVID task force will focus on early detection and identification of cases, fast-tracking, testing and delivery of the results within 24 hours. R. Murthy, AIR News, Bengaluru.
In Tamil Nadu, the total number of COVID-19 infections has exceeded 1.75 lakhs with a confirmation of 4,985 cases yesterday. Meanwhile, the Indian Council for Medical Research, ICMR, has launched a massive ELISA test mission in Chennai to study more about the COVID-19 ground situation. I report.
The governing body for medical research, ICMR, has developed an ELISA kit more than 2 months back, which it says is highly reliable. It detects the presence of antibodies generated in humans after getting infected with the SARS-CoV-2 virus. The Tamil Nadu Revenue Minister R.B. Udayakumar told reporters in Chennai last evening that the ICMR is carrying out the antibody test by taking samples from about 12,000 people in Chennai. The test may help track the pattern of the disease spread so that effective intervention measures could be planned. Jai Singh, AIR News, Chennai.
Participating in the live phone-in program on COVID-19 on AIR, Dr. A.K. Varshney, Senior Medical Consultant, Ram Manohar Lohia Hospital, has said the advantage of getting a rapid antigen test is that it provides result in a short span of time, but the standard test to confirm whether the patient is positive or negative is RT-PCR.
स्टैंडर्ड टेस्ट होता है वो RT-PCR होता है, उसमें वक्त लगता है और रैपिड एंटीजन टेस्ट का ये फायदा है कि ये हमको 15 से 20 मिनट में जो है रिपोर्ट हमें मिल जाती है। इसका एक एडवांटेज है कि अगर वो पॉजिटिव है फिर आपको दूसरे टेस्ट कराने की बिल्कुल भी जरूरत नहीं है। ये माना जाएगा कि आप पॉजिटिव हैं। अगर निगेटिव है तो उनमें भी पॉजिटिव कुछ परसेंटेज हो सकते हैं, तो उनमें फिर फाइनल कंक्लूजन के लिए हम RT-PCR करते हैं।
The early-stage human trial data of a COVID-19 vaccine developed by AstraZeneca and Oxford University reveals that it is safe and induces immune response with mild side effects in some participants. The preliminary results of the Phase 1 and 2 trial, published in the Lancet journal involving 1,107 people, show that the injection led to them making antibodies and T-cells that can fight coronavirus. Professor Andrew Pollard from the Oxford Research Group said the results are promising. The study showed 90% of involved people developed neutralizing antibodies after one dose.
You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says country moving towards integrated tech and data-driven healthcare system. Number of people who recovered from coronavirus crosses 7 lakh mark in the country. Delhi recorded less than 1,000 COVID cases yesterday for first time in over a month. HRD Minister to launch Manodarpan initiative to provide psychosocial support to students. Flood situation in Bihar remains grim. Met Department issues red alert for heavy rain in different parts of the state. Madhya Pradesh Governor Lalji Tandon passes away, and US accuses China of undermining Myanmar's sovereignty through its actions. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
Union Human Resource Development Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal will launch virtually the Manodarpan initiative of HRD Ministry today. The initiative under Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan aims to provide psychosocial support to students for their mental health and well-being. Minister of State for HRD, Secretaries of the Department of Higher Education and the School, Education and Literacy, and senior officials of the ministry will also be present on the occasion. Through a video tweet, Mr. Pokhriyal informed that during the COVID pandemic, the HRD ministry felt the need to focus on continuing education on the academic front and the mental well-being of the students. He further informed that the ministry has therefore taken up an initiative named Manodarpan, covering a wide range of activities to provide psychosocial support to students for their mental health and well-being during the COVID outbreak and beyond. Madhya Pradesh Governor Lalji Tandon passed away this morning. His son Ashutosh Tandon informed about his father's demise on Twitter. Mr. Lalji Tandon was admitted to a hospital in Lucknow since last month. A veteran BJP leader, Lalji Tandon was a former MP from Lucknow and former cabinet minister in the state government. His son and cabinet minister in Uttar Pradesh government, Ashutosh Tandon, said his last rites will be performed while following the COVID guidelines in Lucknow this evening. He requested everyone to pay homage to the leader while remaining at home. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has expressed grief at the demise of Madhya Pradesh Governor Lalji Tandon. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said he will be remembered for his untiring efforts to serve society. Union Minister Rajnath Singh and Prakash Javadekar have also expressed pain at the demise of Madhya Pradesh Governor Lalji Tandon. In a tweet, Mr. Rajnath Singh said Lalji Tandon's long public life had been devoted to the service of the public. Mr. Singh said Lalji Tandon, who was affable and well liked by party workers, has left a distinct mark in his work.
The 3-day-long Air Force Commanders Conference will begin from tomorrow at the Air Headquarters in New Delhi. The theme of the conference is Indian Air Force in the next decade. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh is likely to inaugurate the conference. The Air Force Commanders Conference will be chaired by the Chief of the Air Staff, Air Chief Marshal RKS Bhadoria. During the 3-day conference, the discussions would take stock of the current operational scenario and deployments. The plan of action for operational capability enhancement of the Indian Air Force in the next decade will also be discussed. The first batch of the 5 Indian Air Force Rafale is likely to arrive in India by the end of this month. Indian Air Force said the aircraft will be inducted at Air Force Station Ambala on the 29th of July, subject to weather. Indian Air Force air crew and ground crew have undergone comprehensive training on the aircraft, including its highly advanced weapon systems, and are fully operational now. Post-arrival efforts will focus on operationalization of the aircraft at the earliest.
Minister for Power and New and Renewable Energy R.K. Singh has inaugurated India's first public EV or electric vehicle charging plaza at Chelmsford Club in New Delhi. Speaking at the occasion, Mr. Singh said the EV charging plaza is a new avenue for making e-mobility ubiquitous and convenient in India. He said such innovative initiatives are imperative for the creation of a robust e-mobility ecosystem in the country. Locust control operations have been done in 186,787 hectares area in Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Punjab, Gujarat, Uttar Pradesh and Haryana by Locust Circle offices from the 11th of April to the 19th of July. Till yesterday, control operations have been done in over 183,000 hectares area in Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Punjab, Gujarat, Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh, Haryana, Uttarakhand and Bihar by the state governments. Presently, 79 control teams with spray vehicles are deputed in Rajasthan, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh, and more than 200 central government personnel are engaged in locust control operations.
The Consumer Protection Act 2019 came into force yesterday. Briefing media about the new law through video conference in New Delhi yesterday, Consumer Affairs Minister Ram Vilas Paswan said that this new act will empower consumers and help them in protecting their rights through its various notified rules and provisions. He said the act includes establishment of the Central Consumer Protection Authority, CCPA, to promote, protect and enforce the rights of consumers. The CCPA will be empowered to conduct investigations into violations of consumer rights and institute complaints of prosecution order, recall of unsafe goods and services, order discontinuance of unfair trade practices and misleading advertisements, impose penalties on manufacturers or endorsers of publishers of misleading advertisements. Jawaharlal Nehru Port Trust JNPT has said 2 units have started operations at its multi-product special economic zone, while 3 others are expected to commence their construction activities soon. Spread over 277 hectares, the multi-product port based SEZ at the country's premier container port is aimed at boosting exports by enabling port-led industrialization under Sagarmala initiative of the Shipping Ministry.
In Bihar, the flood situation has deteriorated following discharge of 4.50 lakh cusecs of water from Gandak barrage. All the 36 gates of the barrage were opened to allow the water flow from Nepal into Bihar. The water level of Gandak River is rapidly increasing. In view of this, Chief Minister Nitish Kumar has asked officials of the Disaster Management Department and the concerned districts to remain alert following rise in water level of Gandak and discharge from the barrage. The state government has instructed district magistrates of 5 districts of Saran, Siwan, Gopalganj, East and West Champaran to shift people from lower areas to higher and safer places. NDRF and SDRF teams have also been deployed in affected areas for relief and rescue works. Heavy rains in catchment areas of Nepal and plains of North Bihar during the last 24 hours has caused flooding in Bagmati, Kamla Balan and Adhwara group of rivers, as a result of which all major rivers are flowing above the danger mark. The Met Department has issued a red alert for heavy rain in different parts of the state. In the next 48 hours, over 3 lakh people spread over 156 panchayats are reeling under the impact of flood. Over 15,000 people have been evacuated and they have taken shelter in relief camps. In Uttarakhand, torrential rains have lashed several parts of the state. 3 persons of a family died and 5 others were injured, while about 11 people were missing in Munsiari subdivision of Pithoragarh district yesterday. District administration, with the help of the SDRF and ITBP teams, were engaged in the rescue operations. SDM of the area, Mr. Anil Kumar Shukla, told AIR that few houses collapsed due to heavy rainfall. The rescue team is engaged in searching for the person missing in the incident.
Now let us take a look at the weather updates for today. In Jammu and Kashmir, the minimum temperature was 26 degrees Celsius in Jammu, while the maximum would be around 32 degrees. The city is likely to have partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. In Srinagar, the temperature will hover between 18 and 32 degrees Celsius. The city is also expected to witness partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. In Gilgit, the minimum temperature is recorded at 16 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be around 32 degrees. It is expected to have partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. Muzaffarabad may also see partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. Chandigarh will see generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. The minimum temperature was recorded at 26 degrees Celsius and the maximum temperature will be around 29 degrees. The national capital Delhi may witness thunderstorm with rain. The minimum temperature was recorded at 25 degrees Celsius while the maximum is expected to be around 33 degrees. Ahmedabad will have generally cloudy sky with light rain. The minimum temperature in the city was 28 degrees Celsius, while the maximum is expected to be around 34 degrees.
The United States has accused China of undermining the sovereignty of Myanmar through its action in states like Kachin, bordering China. The U.S. Charge d'Affaires in Myanmar, George N. Sibley, has said in an article on Saturday that China has tried to intimidate, threaten and undermine Myanmar's sovereignty by encouraging unregulated banana plantation in the Kachin state, non-demarcation of fisheries and similar other acts. He has also said that China aided in unregulated investment and corruption in the mining and forestry sector.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. In a signal to China, US and India conduct joint naval exercise, headlines at Times of India. The Hindu leads with UK vaccine prompts protective immune response in early tests. Rajasthan political pitch rises amid courtroom battle, notes the Hindustan Times. Uddhav, Nitish among 200 invitees for Ram Temple Bhumi Pujan is a front page headline in the Pioneer. New development matrix may define share of states in financial resources under the 15th Finance Commission as a better basis than per capita incomes, reports the Hindustan Times. 23% of urban population has access to computers, only 4% of rural. The Times of India cites a survey by the National Statistical Office emphasizing the digital divide and the rural-urban gap in education. And finally, astrophysicists unveil biggest 3D map of universe, writes the Hindustan Times.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will share his thoughts with the people in the country and abroad in the Mann Ki Baat program on All India Radio on the 26th of this month. It will be the 67th episode of the monthly radio program. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says country moving towards integrated tech and data-driven healthcare system. Number of people who recovered from coronavirus crosses 7 lakh mark in the country. Delhi recorded less than 1,000 COVID cases yesterday for the first time in over a month. HRD Minister to launch Mano Darpan initiative to provide psychosocial support to students. Flood situation in Bihar remains grim. Met Department issues red alert for heavy rain in different parts of the state. Madhya Pradesh Governor Lalji Tandon passes away. And US accuses China of undermining Myanmar's sovereignty through its actions. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.